I'd like to begin today with a story. So the other day, my family and I were out to dinner at Portillo's, and as we sat down, enjoying each other's company and telling stories, we noticed a family a couple tables down, a mother, a father, and her two sons. The two sons were both on their devices, either texting or playing games, and the father was on his iPad writing emails, while the mother sat quietly by herself, deviceless. It is coming to the point where these devices are interfering with our daily relationships, which is why people should limit their use of technology, because it not only affects one's social connections, but affects one's physical and mental health. I myself am guilty of using my phone and other devices more than I should, but after learning about the effects of long-term technology abuse, I have decided to limit myself, and so should you. In my speech, I will begin by addressing the problems of being on your device for too much time, which can include developing mental issues like depression and anxiety. Then I will go into the physical problems, which include eye and sleeping disorders. And finally, I will go into the solution of how limiting time on these devices will help. So to start, we're going to talk about the mental issues that come from technology abuse. In an article written by Caroline Miller from the Child Institute states, in several recent studies, teen and young adult users who spend the most time on Instagram, Facebook, and other platforms were shown to have a substantially higher rate of reported depression than those who spent less time. So those who spent less time on their devices were found to have a 13% depression rate, compared to those who would spend more time on their devices and had a 66% depression rate. So let's now go into what Instagram is. Instagram is a place for anybody and everyone who can upload photos and videos to their platform, which in turn can be seen and liked by their friends and peers. One celebrity who is very famous on Instagram is Kim Kardashian. But Kim Kardashian uses Photoshop to edit her photos and make herself appear slimmer and more attractive. But what problems can arise from this? It's that women grow up with this beauty standard that is unobtainable. These celebrities themselves are unable to obtain the images that they are putting out there. So when real women see these pictures that are being advertised as real, it makes them question, well, why doesn't my body look like that? Which causes self-esteem issues, which leads to depression. Another mental issue that comes from technology abuse is anxiety. Some people are so used to being on their devices and communicating through text that when they're faced with communicating face-to-face, they get anxiety because they haven't been able to do it. And like the saying, it's much easier to say something over text than in person. Now going on to the physical issues. So as a child, we were always told that if we're watching television, we shouldn't sit too close or watch for too long, or else it could strain our eyes. So the same advice should be taken when using electronics. Using electronics for a long time can strain the eyes and cause blurred or decreased vision. But also when you're on your phone can be an issue as well. John Johnson from Medical News Today says using technology too close to bedtime may cause issues with sleep. This effect has to do with the fact that blue light, such as light from cell phones, e-readers, and computers, stimulates the brain. Authors of a 2014 study found that this blue light is enough to disturb the body's natural circadian rhythm. This disturbance could make it harder to fall asleep or lead to a person feeling less alert the next day. So due to your device's brightness, it can trick your brain into thinking it's the morning, meaning it should activate and be awake, when in reality it's nighttime, and that's the time when it should deactivate and have you be relaxed. So now we're going to go into the solutions, which is limitations. So placing limitations can help stop mental and physical issues. Dr. Matke from Mayo Clinic offers tips, including limit recreational screen time to 2 hours and shutting down screens at least an hour before bedtime. I also know that Apple has a section in their settings which allows you to view your screen time. for example, 2 hours, 45 minutes. Hopefully with this knowledge, one can help limit themselves and set boundaries of how long they should be on their technology. So all in all, looking back at the information provided, the effects of depression, anxiety, to the physical issues of problem of sight and sleep, and not to mention even other issues that I didn't mention in this speech, I hope you heed my warning and start placing at least a couple limitations on yourself. Because I don't know about you, but I want to end up like the family I saw at Portillo's. Thank you.